All right, so Andrew Bodden from Farms.com, and I'm joined with Matt Bedding from John Deere. Tell us a little bit what you do, Matt, and then we'll talk a little bit more about some exciting new products coming out on with John Deere.
Sounds great, Andrew. Yeah, my name is Matt Batting, and I do product marketing for our harvesting products, specifically the combine and front end equipment that I think you're going to want to talk about today out of Olathe, Kansas.
Perfect. Well, thanks for joining me. So let's talk about some the new combine that's coming out. It's going to be at the Farm Progress Show virtually, but I'm sure all of our audience wants to see all the talks about. So give us a bit of detail on that.
Sounds really good. Yeah, we're really excited. Specifically at Farm Progress, we will have a demo of an X9 1100 with a C16F corn head on it. So that is the particular combine that customers from the comfort of their own home virtually this year will be able to go ahead and see that combine go through the field.
Awesome. So tell us what's new with this combine, both as far as the machine and the header.
A lot new, to say the least. So first off, and I think by now customers have probably heard just a little bit, but we are talking about up to 7,200 bushels per hour in high yielding corn, and that's a big number. But that is a number that certainly this combine can realize as it's going through the field. So that really speaks to the capacity that this particular combine has, especially when it's matched with the right header in particular. But we just didn't stop at capacity. We also talked through and we wanted to work on efficiency. So that's the other significant benefit and value that a customer will realize is up to 20% less fuel burned per bushel harvested. So those are two really significant benefits that customers will see when they start to demo and take ownership of these units in the future.
Oh, that's great. That sounds fantastic. When we look at kind of some of the new integrations just into the cab, I know there's a few things that they're kind of new and exciting there. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, you're exactly right. So we have different packages for the technology that we offer. So within those three particular packages, and the top package certainly is the ultimate package, but that is where customers will see that we have our Combine Advisor, which is the suite of technologies that we introduced back in 2017 on our S series combines that really assists with the automation of the five key adjustments that need to be made throughout the day. That way customers no longer have to worry about fine tuning and working through those adjustments throughout the day on their own.
So can you go a little bit more detail on what those adjustments are
Yep.
and what makes it so much easier?
Certainly can. So with Combine Advisor, there are two cameras, one specifically mounted on the clean grain elevator and the other one mounted on the tailings elevator. And those cameras are certainly looking at the grain as well as the material other than grain and analyzing that sample throughout the day. So what will happen is after a customer, he or she gets their loss level to the acceptable point, and I know nobody wants any losses, but there's always a little bit, but get that loss level locked in, as well as the grain quality. And they go ahead and get that combine fine-tuned and adjusted to their liking. And then all you have to do is on the Gen 4 display, you just go ahead and hit a button within the Combine Advisor page that says maintain set point, and it locks in what it is seeing from the camera perspective. And that is what the combine will work to maintain from a grain tank sample as well as a tailing sample throughout the rest of the day. So I mentioned those five key settings. It's going to go ahead and on its own adjust rotor speed, concave clearance, chaffer and sieve spacing, as well as your fan speed. So, you know, dew comes off from the morning as you're working through the middle of the day, and then in the evening comes back on. And that's just the one example that I always like to use that customers always notice that changes need to be made. And we've got a lot of competing things going on in the cab. Cell phones are going off, trying to line up the next truck and what have you. So it just goes ahead and takes that need for the customer to make those adjustments on his or her own and just does it automatically.
Well, it sounds like some great technology and certainly makes the efficiency so much better that way. Now, you also said new corn head. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so new corn head, you're right, Andrew. So we introduced our new C as well as CF corn head. Up until now, customers would have seen our 700C and FC corn head that we introduced back in 17 as well with the Romax row unit. We carried over that Romax row unit, but we wanted to go ahead and improve not only visibility when we fold our corn heads, and up until now, we just had an 8-row fold and a 12-row fold. We added a 16 and an 18-row fold to that 12-row fold as well. A lot of customers asking for wider heads that fold, especially to complement the new X Series combine in particular. So we wanted to go ahead and make sure we delivered on that. But again, we use that same Romax technology for the row units, and then we added a couple other items that I get really excited about that customers have asked for years, and that's integrated side scrolls or end fenders, active end fenders, to go ahead and try to feed in some of that possibly down corn or some of that corn that's leaning over, as well as integrated stock deflectors to go ahead and push over each one of those stumps to improve tire life in particular.
Well, that sounds pretty exciting. Is there anything else that you want to talk about as far as the corn head or the combine that our viewers, our audience would like to know more about?
Yeah, no, Andrew. So I guess to the point that we're talking through a little bit earlier, how we started, there will be the Farm Progress demo that will be virtual. And then I would encourage any producer that wants to learn more, whether it is about the new X Series combine or the new corn head, to certainly visit their local John Deere dealer to learn more. And there are some limited production units that are being demoed this year, so they can possibly take advantage of that as well.
Well, thanks a lot, Matt. This has been Matt Betting from John Deere, and I'm Andrew Bodden on behalf of Farms.com. Have a wonderful day.